a big thank you to yourself and SML for allowing me to talk about CAM Scale-Up in what I believe is your first community event of 2024. So thank you.
You're very welcome.
So yes, you mentioned that Rebecca and Martin are joining us today. So Rebecca's going to give her perspective of CAM Scale-Up. She sees it through our delivery partner's eyes. And Martin brings his lived experience to the table. Martin was part of cohort three, and he's going to share that first-hand experience of CAM Scale-Up. So I want today's session to be as interactive as possible. So please do put your questions in the meeting chat window as they come to mind. I'm not going to answer them as we go through, but we'll try and leave time at the end to answer those questions. If we can't get to those questions at the end, we'll try and follow up afterwards. So do leave your contact details. Most importantly, if you want to learn more about the program, we'll share our contact information at the end of this webinar to explain how you can contact Zenzic and learn more about CAM Scale-Up. The best way to sort of tell you about Zenzic and CAM Scale-Up is really just to replay some of the questions and answers I'm asked so often. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to treat this as sort of a pseudo question and answer session. So question quite often asked is, what is Zenzic and where did it come from? So Zenzic was created by government and industry to accelerate the self-driving revolution in the UK. So Zenzic exists to unite industry, government and academia to deliver the ambitious vision for CAM. And that vision was set out by CCAP, and that's the Centre for Connecting Autonomous Vehicles. The concept of a convening body actually arose from industry. Back in 2016, the Department for Business, Energy and Industry Strategy held a consultation that concluded that we need a coordinating body, and that was Zenzic. And it concluded we need a central facility to attract R&D into the UK. And that was the basis of CAM Testbed UK. More importantly, it identified the need for disruptive innovators to drive transformational change. And that's the link into the Scale-Up program. So I've alluded to the ambition of CAM. That's going to be a theme throughout. It's about ambition. But what is the ambition for CAM? And the prize of CAM is really quite transformational. The SMMT have recently published an updated study to again quantify what's the potential benefit and the opportunity to the UK. Now, their key findings show that CAM could actually deliver economic benefits as high as £66 billion by 2040. And they believe that there's opportunity for an extra 342,000 jobs in the overall economy. But bring it down to a more societal level. CAM improve safety, and we believe that CAM technology can save thousands of lives as a result of avoided accidents. Moreover, it can save tens of thousands of serious accidents. So that in summary is the ambition for CAM. And what's Zenzic's mission? So at Zenzic, we want to secure the CAM opportunity in the UK. Our mission is championing the CAM ecosystem to establish the UK as a world leader in this sector. And we deliver that mission by bringing together industry, government and academia across all the relevant sectors to develop and deploy solutions in the UK. What we're talking about is reimagining the entire mobility ecosystem. It's a system of systems that's incredibly complex, profoundly affects society, and cuts across multiple industry sectors. An extensive research, and we believe we have a good grasp of the enablers and barriers to achieving this lofty ambition. But what we do lack is a complete set of technology solutions and a robust supply chain to deploy at scale. So we believe SMEs, disruptors and innovators are key to bringing fresh solutions to the table. And actually the component parts will help to build that vibrant UK-based ecosystem. So just this morning, Rebecca and I are actually chatting about what do we think SMEs bring to the table. So I'm going to pause for breath there and ask Rebecca to sort of give a little bit of colour of why SMEs are important to achieving this ambition.
Hi Philip. Hi everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm Rebecca from Plug and Play. So just to give you a little bit of context behind Plug and Play, behind the answer of my question. So Plug and Play is an open innovation platform, and we do two things. We do venture capital as well as corporate innovation. So I can explain this later, but essentially we work with over 500 corporations around the world as an extension of their innovation team. And what we find is that all of these corporate partners really want to work with startups and SMEs because they're a lot more agile, they're a lot more fast paced, and they really are at the forefront of innovation. So it's not that they are that they are that lethargic or that they are not innovating. Even though there are many studies that say that half of the Fortune 500 corporations will disappear in a few years, the fact is that they still do a lot of things right. But having said that, it is just a lot easier for them to partner with a startup or with an SME who's smaller and is just faster than through innovating within the corporation because there's just so many people, so many stakeholders that you need to be aligned. And in the end, the whole bureaucracy kind of kills the innovation process, and it's very hard for them to stay ahead of the curve just by innovating internally. So it's very important for them to partner with different startups. And yeah, this is why the Can Scale Up program is actually really good opportunity to just get some feedback and close contact with some of the leading corporations in the connected autonomous mobility sphere here in the UK.
Perfect. Thank you, Rebecca. That's really compelling. So let me tell you about CAM Scale Up. Next obvious question is, what exactly is CAM Scale Up? So CAM Scale Up is an accelerator program designed for advanced startups and SMEs, focus on relevant technology. I actually like to think our program is quite differentiated by our singular focus on the CAM opportunity and the sector-specific support that we can unlock. We aim to do three things. Firstly, we want to raise awareness of the CAM opportunity to an audience of SMEs who are working on technology and solutions that, frankly, it's going to advance our ambition. Excuse me. Our goal is to help SMEs find specific use cases for their technology. Our application process is guided by industry experts, actually progressing through that process is in itself an endorsement of the relevance of the technology that we're exploring. The heart of our program is providing access to the facilities, the expertise, and the domain know-how of CAM Testbed UK. Part 2 of our program provides access to the key resources for product development, product verification, and proof of concept in safe and representative real-world test environments. We recognise that just proof of concept alone doesn't equate to proof of market. So part 3 of our program offers targeted support to SMEs to help them understand their proposition and help them access their target markets. Finally, we recognise that growing a business can be a long and lonely journey. So we offer access to a growing alumni network to encourage an element of community support. And we try to help in more tangible ways as well. So we signpost opportunities where we can, and we make qualified introductions into our ecosystem. So how do we deliver CAM Scale Up? What's the magic? So firstly, our program was funded by CCAV, Centre for Connected Autonomous Vehicles. That's the enabler. And they're currently a department of the business, they're partly, CCAV, are part of the Department of Business and Trade. And we deliver it with the support of our partners. So Plug and Play are our delivery partner. We deliver it in partnership with CAM Testbed UK. And we have corporate collaborators. That's industry partners who bring that knowledge to the table. So that's Honda R&D, Thales, Vodafone, PA Consulting, and AXA. So I've referenced CAM Testbed UK quite a lot. So the next obvious question is, who are CAM Testbed UK? So CAM Testbed UK is a collection of world-leading, comprehensive and integrated test facilities with the unique ability to cross-share data and work collaboratively. They bring test facilities ranging from virtual to representative physical and real-world test environments, for example, SML. What they bring is extensive domain knowledge. And accessing testbeds is actually the heart of our program, as it makes available resources and knowledge that wouldn't otherwise be available to SMEs at this stage in their journey. To carry have SML on the call, is Ben available to make a few comments, or should we save that for the end? Okay, well, we'll save that to the end. So our delivery partner is Plug and Play. So Rebecca has already told us about the importance of SMEs to achieving our ambition. But Rebecca, can you go on and tell us a bit more about the work of Plug and Play and how you...
Yeah, of course, of course. So Plug and Play is the largest open innovation platform globally, with three distinct business propositions. On the one hand, there's venture capital. So we are the most active early stage investor after Y Combinator. Investing in startups from pre-seed to Series A across every single vertical and every single geography. And on the other hand, we run what we call corporate innovation. So as I was explaining earlier, we work with over 560 corporations, and most of them Fortune 500 companies. So JLR, BT, Bentley, Bupa are some of the ones that we work with here in the UK, but we work with Walmart, with Nike, with L'Oreal, and major brands around the world. And we act as an extension of the innovation team, so helping them either developing innovation capabilities or mostly connecting them with startups and scale-ups that we know are strategically aligned with their innovation objectives. So who are either resolving a problem that they have, or can help them explore a technology that they want to explore. And that is really our main focus with all of our corporate partners. And lastly, we run some accelerators, which are just not relevant to this webinar, so I won't go into detail on that. So as part of our work with Zenzic, we're trying to really scout the best technologies, the best startups, the best teams that can benefit from from this program, from the test beds, from the ecosystem of corporate partners and investors that form part of this program, and really support them from A to B throughout the entire journey. Not only in getting the most out of this program, but also supporting them with some introductions to corporations when applicable and when relevant, as well as some introductions to investors if that is within their roadmap.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Rebecca. So lastly, who are our corporate collaborators? Floor for tongue very freely. So our corporate collaborators are industry stakeholders who help us deliver the program by giving advisory to the Zenzic team, as well as guidance and advice to our SMEs. What they bring is a depth of knowledge relating to their sectors, and most of all, they bring that detailed understanding of what it takes to make a product successful. So I've kind of laid out the metaphorical dinner table here, and explained who's at the dinner table. But now I want to explore what are the courses available. So what's in it for Zenzic? What's in it for SMEs? So let's start with what's in it for Zenzic. Mission is to grow an ecosystem in the UK, and we believe that SMEs are critical. That ambition is evidence, and all the evidence suggests that SMEs are indeed helping to accelerate that ecosystem. We're seeing some really good results. It's really pleasing to see that graduates from this program continue to be successful after the program. And I've seen that many of us secured additional grant funding. I'm aware of at least 5 that have secured much coveted private investment within 18 months to 2 years of the program. I see as a willingness for collaboration. Some graduates have actually made strategic connections with others in the ecosystem and have gone on to form consortia that bid into much bigger collaborative R&D projects. And following the news lately, Mark Harper, the Transport Secretary, recently shared his view that autonomous vehicles could actually be a real thing on the UK roads as soon as 2026. It's actually SMEs delivering this technology and partnering with consortia delivering commercialization projects that will make this happen. So what's in it for the SMEs? From Zenzic's point of view, we offer 5 distinct propositions to SMEs entering the programme. Most importantly, a share of grant funding. Funding to pay to access to CamTestBed UK to carry out proof of concept testing. And our goal is that the technology being tested will mature by at least 2 technology levels, readiness levels, as a result of this programme. We want to bring reduced time to market. By the end of the programme, the concept being tested will be significantly de-risked, validated, and considerably closer to being market ready. And in most cases, participants have accelerated their technology by 12 to 18 months. We want SMEs to be investor ready. So with a proven product, we hope that graduates from the programme will be one step closer to being investor ready. They will have gained credibility by taking part in the government grant-funded programme. They will have a significantly de-risked and validated product. And they will have matured their understanding of their value proposition. And through Plug and Play, our SMEs are promoted and made visible to a much wider investor community, and certainly have the opportunity to secure that funding to progress. Champion their success, so Zenzic has invested in the long-term success of SMEs entering the programme. We continue to offer support even beyond the formal funded period. We have a growing alumni network through which SMEs can access that supportive community, and we actually signpost those new opportunities. Martin and I catch up quite regularly, and from talking with Martin and other scale-ups from the graduates from the programme, I understand that gaining that credibility is really quite important to an SME. I understand that gaining the credibility is taken seriously by industry in what is asset-heavy test facilities is a significant barrier to growth. So I believe the CAM Scale-Up is actually designed to help lower that barrier. CAM Scale-Up does lower that barrier. So rather than take my word for it, why don't I hand over to Martin and let Martin share his experience of CAM Scale-Up Cohort 3.
Yeah, thank you, Philip, so much. And yeah, sorry, delighted and humbled to be on this call and acting as a testimonial for the success of the program. I fully agree in what you said in terms of what CAM Scale-Up provides. I'd like to add 2 additional things which are more on the intangible side. Now, if you are a small company or a startup even, and you're trying to get access to facilities like asset-heavy things like testing, they hardly take you seriously, particularly if you're competing to someone like Bentley or JLR or whatever. So CAM Scale-Up actually helped us to get over that border because we don't have a £1 billion balance sheet. We don't have this funds to basically come up with insurances and everything else. Being in CAM Scale-Up, we got access to Millbrook, Column, SMLL with ease, which wouldn't have been possible without the program. And even more so, also on the intangible side, it made us a credible member of the ecosystem in the UK. Philip talked about the world-class elements that are there, and we are now a part of that scheme. So if we talk to cities, for example, or municipalities, we are taken seriously, which is not to underestimate it if you're acting as a startup. And meanwhile, we have close connections to basically everyone, not only to CCAF and Zenzic, but also to DBT, DIT, Innovate UK, and all of the usual suspects in the realm. And we have kind of not only an opportunity, but also some right to talk to them, because we can actually have the honor of being a CAM Scale-Up member or award winner. And this is so important because it's not only about technology, it's also about reputation and testimonial. So if I can pinpoint someone to CAM Scale-Up or individuals in the various organizations, that helps us a lot to get credibility. And as a matter of fact, success has been quick in following up. As Philip pointed out, we've won a couple of projects now in the UK with Cambridge and Manchester Bolton and Newcastle Middle Farm. And we are also active with TRL and SMLL on various elements. And now, even though we started off in Germany, we have become a UK company. And we are now also talking DBT in setting up a vehicle manufacturing plant in the UK and basically moving the vehicle manufacturing from continental Europe to the UK. So it's also kind of a huge step forward for us. And also kind of for our international purposes, the base is no longer Germany, it's basically the UK. And it's all solely due to our membership in ChemScale-Up. So I can hardly, I can't stronger advocate people to take part in the program.
Perfect. Thank you, Martin, for those warm words. That's welcome. So we deliver our program in partnership with Plug and Play. So Rebecca, do you want to come back in and give us some more perspective on Plug and Play's support to the program and to how Plug and Play works with SMEs?
Yeah, of course. And actually, picking a few things that I think Martin mentioned a few very, very important things. When I normally engage with a startup, it tends to be either because I'm evaluating them for investment or evaluating them for a potential corporate innovation opportunity. And there are a few questions that I always find are really important, and I think the CAM Scale-Up program tackles and supports the SMEs in resolving and tackling very well. One of them is whether the problem actually exists. Many startups have an incredible technology, but it's not quite clear what kind of problem they're resolving and whether the problem that they are resolving is actually a priority to their potential customers. So something that the program, the CAM Scale-Up UK program, supports its SMEs with is in just validating that problem, or whether if they are actually just enhancing a feature, whether that's accuracy or speed, whether that is a problem that corporations need to resolve, or it's just a nice to have. So I think that's the first item on the list that is really, really important from both an investor's point of view as well as from a commercial agreement point of view. If you want to actually commercialize your technology. The second is around the solution. Now the solution might be great, but it needs to be a solution that your potential clients need to be willing to pay for. And so the contacts that you gain through this program, both with the corporations supporting this program, as well as through Plug and Play and through our corporate network. I mentioned JLR and Bentley here in the UK, but we also have a huge office in Stuttgart with Mercedes, with Honda, with Hyundai, with Webasto, with Bosch. Literally every single OEM tier 1, tier 2 supplier in Germany is part of our office there, and we also have another one in Detroit and in Tokyo. So through the program and through Plug and Play, it was important is also to validate whether your solution is something that your potential clients are willing to pay for. And then thirdly, is the competition. And many times, some startups say that there is no competition, nobody's doing the same thing as they are, but there might be others that are doing something different, something tackling the same problem but in a different way. And you need to, as a founder, as an entrepreneur willing to commercialize your technology, you need to be aware of why a corporation might choose you as opposed to someone else. And I think that is also something that you will a piece of knowledge that you will gain through the program, to really understand what actually is making your technology competitive and why your potential customer might choose you and not someone else. So those three questions are key, both if you're looking for investment as well as you're looking for commercial agreement. It often in this I think in this industry, and especially if you're in the early stages of founding a company, the risk, as you can imagine, is very high for both investors as well as for OEMs and tier 1 and tier 2 suppliers. So the clearer those three questions are, and especially the third one around the differentiation and the competition, the better, and just the better the case. And last but not least, it might sound horrible or stupid, take it as you wish, but because the risk is so high, it looks really, really good and convincing when you have a few major logos on your deck. And this might sound absurd and horrible to some, and I completely understand, because there are big SMEs that are not, or companies that are not Fortune 500 companies that are awesome and extremely valuable. But when you are in the early stages and the risk is so high, having big logos on your deck, actually, honestly, it opens many, many doors. So those 4 things I think are really important. Really important, and that you can gain through this program that is delivered with so many great partners. I'm from Plug and Play, but there are many other partners here: Honda, Vodafone, Smart Mobility. So many different players and organizations supporting this program, supporting you going from A to B, and just addressing all these key areas that will be pivotal whether you're looking for investment or commercial agreements. And over to you, Philip.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you so much. So let's starting to wrap up now. Let's ask the really important question. Slide on. Who can take part? We want to find the best startups. We want to find ambitious SMEs and innovators to enable us to deliver our CAM ambition. So the programme is intended for ambitious UK startups, micro, small, medium companies that have a technology prototype that's ready for testing using the facilities of CAM Testbed UK, and you can benefit from grant funding and the support of the CAM ecosystem. Technology we're interested in must be relevant to the CAM opportunity. You must already be working in the CAM sector or an adjacent sector and be interested in pivoting solutions to take advantage of this opportunity. In support of this programme and many other programmes, we do extensive research to understand and maintain a really strong understanding of UK capabilities, strengths, weaknesses and opportunities. What we've learned can be freely downloaded from our website. So I'd actually encourage you to come to the Zenzic website to look at some of our assets on there. For example, the CAM roadmap to 2025, the international CAM landscape, and that'll help you position your product with us or not. So in summary, we've learned there's some low-hanging fruits, some near-term opportunities where we think CAM really needs some solutions. So hardware, design and development, and engineering services. And we think the CAM sector is particularly hungry for system solutions, such as the integration of ADS platforms. Scaling of hardware is a really big thing right now. So, for example, resilient drive-by-wire systems, communications and data infrastructure. So CAM is enabled by the C, the leading C, connectivity. And this is an area that's yet to be fully tapped into. Tools and service-related solutions such as simulation for development testing and ultimately certification. There are other key areas we may not have thought about, and that could be not directly involved with vehicle technology. For example, insurance products for CAM. What does that look like? So that's the end of the presentation. I hope it's been useful. Here's the coming soon. Cohort 5 will be announced very shortly, within a few weeks. Would really encourage you to express your interest in CAM Scale Up. If you have any questions, we can try and get back to you, and we can be contacted via the website at this address. Any questions?
Thank you very much, Philip, and thank you, Rebecca and Martin as well. Ben Simpson from SMLL is back online, and he'll be able to say a few words about SMLL they couldn't say earlier and CAM Scale Up. So Ben, are you there? You're there. Thank you.
I am Brain. Hello, everyone. Yeah, so I'm Ben. I'm one of the senior technical consultants here at SMLL. So I'm going to spend literally just a minute or so outlining a bit about who we are and what we do, as I'm sure Corinne would have mentioned earlier as well. So SMLL is one of the testbeds that make up CAM Testbed UK, and therefore one of the testbeds that support and deliver the CAM Scale Up program. So we are a real world urban testbed, and through the CAM Scale Up program have provided pretty wide ranging support for testing and development across sort of lots of TRL levels and lots of different kind of sectors as well. So that includes things like product development of right down from kind of individual sensors, so radars, lidars, and so on, to more complete holistic systems. So as Martin talked about, we work with Dromos on their system, through to kind of data platforms and things like that as well. We also supported SMEs with things like behavioural analysis and mapping user journeys. So one of the examples that Philip mentioned was that kind of insurance piece. What is the user journey through that particular problem, as well as providing real world data and analysing that data as well in lots of different environments. And then also kind of through trial support and looking at deployment as well. So moving away from that kind of early stage innovation through to kind of real world deployment, which I think I'd say that the CAM sector is really kind of crying out for at the moment. I won't go into a huge much more detail about the specifics, but I'll kind of just leave it as if there is anyone on the call who is interested in understanding how we can work with you through the Zenzic program and through other programs as well. Please, reach out to me. Perhaps Corinne, you can share my email details or something like that. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Thanks very much.
Perfect. Thank you, Ben.
Philip, there's a question from Angela Martin, wondering what the application process looks like.
Okay, the application process starts with an expression of interest. So reach out to us through CamScaleUp at zenzic.io, or the link will be on our website. And just to tell us about yourself, tell us what you'd like to achieve, and then we'll invite you to apply formally through Plug and Play, who coordinate our application and process.
Thank you. Any more questions? Yes, Jason. It's great to hear Martin's experience and the benefits. Would CAM Focus allow applicants around connected micro mobility?
Sorry, yes. Would it depends. So we're open to any range of technologies and solutions that are relevant to CAM. Now, the only caveat to that is that it has to be permitted within the current legislation. So, for example, and maybe I'm preempting a little bit here, it's not currently legal to privately own and operate an e-scooter on UK roads. You can rent one, and if it's part of a rental scheme, you can operate it. So that would be the caveat. It would have to be something that is currently permitted within the current UK legislation framework.
Thanks. Any other questions? No? Well, like I said, thank you very much to today's speakers. Thank you to...
Karen, I think we have a question.
We have a few. Oh, yes. Oh, there you go. Gosh, they've all come through. Okay. Oraskander, glad you enjoyed your time at our HQ in Silicon Valley. You're always welcome at any of our offices, 55 offices. Thank you. Our infrastructure solutions...
That was me, sorry.
Our infrastructure solutions technologies that enable CAM in scope?
Most definitely. We tend to think about CAM as just being the vehicle, but actually CAM is much more than the vehicle. It's a transport system, and that includes the roadside services, the infrastructure will actually make transport possible. So 100% roadside solutions are in scope.
Great, thank you for that. And are you looking for on-highway or off-highway solutions?
Can be either. The economic benefit of autonomy spans every aspect of mobility, whether it be airports, ports, within a factory, or moving people around on the road. So yes, it can be on highway, off highway. Both are equally applicable. My opinion is that perhaps the bridgehead is in off-highway. It's more accessible right now, and perhaps a slightly easier use case to solve than a full autonomous on-highway solution. That's my opinion.
Thank you very much. Kevin, you've got your hand up. Do you want to put yourself?
Yes, thank you.
unmuted
I'm just going back to the micromobility mention. Our vehicle is actually intended to be a car replacement to get people out of being traffic. We're not an e-scooter, we're not a bike, we're not anything else. We're a new format, and the DFT we're in discussions with the Department for Transport for new classifications, because they realise their classification is limiting new technology like ours. If that new classification is passed and we get through that in the next 6 months, would we be eligible as a new vehicle format to enter this?
Yes. I don't know how far down the road that classification process is, but you're exactly right. If it's permitted, it would absolutely be eligible. One solution may be to actually go into the process now, to go through the application. We would assess your proposition and make a considered opinion before we went to award of grant, and that's the final gateway. We have had past examples where we found that what we wanted to fund didn't fit within the criteria of can you legally operate it, and therefore we couldn't go to grant. There is an overhead to doing that, but it's a forcing function. It actually tests, are you ready? And we Zenzic don't judge that. We take advice from a body of assessors that includes CCAV and the DFT.
Okay, thanks.
Any more questions? Another minute, another few seconds. Nope. Okay, I'm going to say this again. Thank you again to Philip, Rebecca and Martin for their presentations and insights. So it's been really fascinating today. As you know, as you can see, today's webinar has been recorded and will be available on Zenzic's YouTube channel, as well as the SMLL channel if you need to rewatch it. As I mentioned, we are hosting a whole series of webinars on various subjects ranging from behaviours, investment to safety and accessibility. So if you would like further information, please do send me a message as well. So that's it. Thank you very much for attending today. Enjoy your lunch, keep warm, and good luck with your applications. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Or Iskander, hi. Just lagging behind Zenzic member. I've just spotted your question. Very quickly, we'll be launching expression of interest. I'll be sharing some information with Karine to circulate with everyone. But yes, it was on the slide at the end. You can get in touch with us on our email, and we can, and there's a form to complete, but we'll send details around that in due course. Happy to connect on LinkedIn or via email. Make sure that you don't miss out if that helps. Fabulous. I'll send you an email to introduce myself later. Thank you for joining.